Back all week, the big story has been Britain's exit from the European Union, otherwise known as Brexit. The drama across the pond has affected American stock portfolios, but it may have you scratching your head as to why. So joining us today to talk about what exactly Brexit means for your portfolio, Stuart Smith with ML&R. Welcome, Stuart. We appreciate you being here today. Help us take the tips here, take out all the noise, and maybe ease some of the worry, help us manage the worry.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so first question for you. Why have the markets reacted so strongly to Brexit?
So I think really what has happened last week, there was this idea that they were going to stay and markets went up and everybody was feeling really good, and Friday morning it was a shock. So what happens is it's not built into the expectation of the market, so when something different happens, prices change. So everybody kind of reacted emotionally and it went way down.
So if people hadn't had such a gut reaction to something they were so surprised about, the market actually may have been more stable even if Brexit, even with it happening.
If they voted to remain, it would have been a completely different reaction because that was the expectation to begin with. It may have been pretty flat, it may have gone up a little bit, it may have gone down just a little bit, but we probably wouldn't have seen such a deep dive as we did last week.
Wow. And a lot of people have asked us this question. Why exactly does the decision over in Britain affect American the stock exchanges here?
Well, we've really become a global economy. I mean, every country that has a major global position is interrelated. And because of that, anything that you see happen somewhere else really impacts everybody. Like China in the beginning of the year when their decreased production happened, our markets went down. So that's going to continue to happen as our global economy stays that interlinked.
Interesting. We have noticed the past 2 days the stock market is up. Actually, all of them that we've been monitoring. Do you think that that's a long-term thing, or is it more we do not know long-term what's going to happen?
So we don't know. My guess is people are getting a little bit more comfortable with what happened. It was a really gut fear, and now things are. We're kind of getting to feel what it's going to be. We're looking to see what's going to happen. But really, over the next 2 years, we don't know how this is going to unwind. And as we learn different things, it will continue to have ups and down swings as it's impacting the market when we learn something new.
Okay. A lot of questions that I've gotten, should people switch to cash? A lot of people are wondering about that.
Yeah, and what I would say is hopefully you already have cash. So you should have your cash reserve set up, whether if you're working 3 to 6 months, if you're retired, maybe 12 to 18 months. That cash is what you need to really monitor the next year of your life. You should not go to cash in a moment of worry because you're selling when it's dropping, and then when it goes back up, you're like, oh, I'll buy. So that's when it's high. So that's the worst thing to do.
Okay, that makes sense. And now let's talk about you keep it in, and you keep with the stock market, and you have the faith, and you stick it in for long term. Should people make any changes with their portfolio?
Probably not. So really your portfolio, if it's already designed to be diversified, it's really set up to manage these storms. You're going to look at it over a long period of time. We're looking at a couple of days activity. There's been a lot of motion in the last couple of days, but really your portfolio is already set up to be diversified to manage like 10, 15, 20 years. You shouldn't be making changes just because of something that happened 3 days ago.
Okay, so bottom line, make sure you just kind of have faith, stay with that worry. If you do worry, find ways to manage it other than changing your stock portfolio.
Definitely.
Your retirement as well. Thank you, Stuart, for coming here today.
Thank you.